partnered with people like Daniel and Kim. I've had this conversation with a lot of people this week about kind of where they're at, where I'm at, where we are all at, and just feeling truly, I have never been so excited to be a part of something and where it's going. Simply because we are not just part of a company that is building something and none of us have a voice. We all have a voice. This is not the norm in business. A lot of companies, they hire on the people that they have and make the choices that they make without our input. And to be a part of a company that really wants all of us to be a part of this journey and to truly make it the best company out there, I am really excited. And I know that the next 3 months, the next 6 months, and most importantly, the next 12 months will be life-changing and defining for those of us that really make the choice. And it really is a choice every single day to jump in and build this. Just being with three does not do anything. You have to do something with that opportunity that's given to you. And I think that with all of the things that they're working on for us behind the scenes and just really receptive to, the things that we need in the field, that's your job. If things aren't going a certain way that you want yourself in your business, then you have to be the voice. You have to be talking to your support line, to your sideline leaders, to, messaging customer service if you've got issues on things. Don't just go through the motions of, yeah, this is just the way it is. It's not. And in a lot of cases, people don't know what things we may need or what different ways that maybe things can work to help all of our lives and build the business. So Daniel's pretty motivated to build something pretty extraordinary. And the fact that we get to be a part of that, we're going to look back on this moment and be pretty excited about it. So we've got about 15 minutes here. I want to talk a little bit about managing your time. And I think this is where a lot of people get stuck and why you're not seeing the growth in your business that you think you should at this stage. And really it's, I've always referred to it as the 45-45-10, and that's utilizing your time and work into your business. And that's based on, that's going to look different for every person. Because if you're someone who's a spare time person, a part-time person, or a full-time person, that number is going to look different. So, there may be people who are like, I can only give 2 to 3 hours a week into this business. Other people are, it's 2 to 3 hours a day. And some will be more. So it's very important that you are blocking out your time properly. And so for me, and really I base this on, how many hours, if you could do 6 hours a week in your business, okay, that would be 2-hour blocks that you could do 3 times a week. I would say that, the bigger blocks that you have, the better, because you get into a rhythm. When I started in this industry, I was working a 60-hour work week. I did not have time to do big blocks. So I really built it in 15-minute segments. But I will tell you that the greatest gain you will get is when you can actually shut everything off around you and be focused for a block of time, because that's really where you get into your rhythm. When you're having your follow-up conversations, when you're doing the things that you should be doing, the good comes from repetition. And so it's doing a follow-up. Maybe the verbiage in the conversation didn't go as well as you had hoped, but if you get right back on and you make that next follow-up call, you're going to get into a rhythm instead of starting over from ground zero each time that you do that. In addition, it's building up courage. Every time that we're jumping into our business and doing activity, it takes courage, because this is scary for most people. Most people have never done anything like this. And even if you have, what we do is still scary. It is, it is a business, but it is a personal business because really, yes, we are partnered with an amazing company, and their branding and their product. But people are first and foremost joining with you because you're the one sharing it with them. So that's the scary piece. So if you can condense your time that you're building into your business in chunks, I would highly recommend that. But 45% of your time should be spent on new starts. And that can be new people that have joined your business, walking them through the onboarding process. And truly, it's not about sending them where they should go and the things that they should be doing, but it's really about you hand-holding and being there with them for the journey. So if you have a new team member that you need to get onboarded and they have the great onboarding that they offer on Saturdays, don't just send them there. You need to be on that call with them because again, this is scary. So that is a super important thing that you are doing. Because new starts, this is the lifeblood of your growth. You need to help them assemble their first 3 to 5 exposures, which you're going to learn if you haven't done yourself, even if you've been in for a long time and you haven't done the onboarding or watched a replay of one of the onboardings, I would strongly encourage you that you do that before Monday. Hit the restart for yourself and really follow all the fundamental foundational things that begin with you. You need to know that process so you can jump in and help very effectively. So I would say watch that. Plugging into your home presentations. Everyone should be doing 2 presentations. And that could be if someone is in the middle of nowhere, well, then have a Facebook event. There's lots of different ways that you can do to grow your business. It doesn't have to be to where you have local meetings that you can just simply plug into. We are pioneers in this company. So as you're growing this and you're spending that 45% of your time on new starts, maybe you don't even have anyone yet. So you're the start of what you're doing. So you've got to get really creative at the tools that are available to you and to plug in. New BP training is all part of the onboarding. It's very important that you are paying attention. So when you have, a brand partner or brand ambassador that is partnered with you, what is available to you? So in that 45% of your time that you are really plugging in and connecting people to the right tools, what's available to you in your back office? What's available to you with your app system? All of these things, you have to be very proficient in that. So the time that you do spend in helping someone else get started, you're not floundering trying to find where this information is. It is a turnkey business for you, not a hobby. Also, paying attention to the company calendar of what's available to you. You've got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday events that are happening. You have the regional roadshow that has been going on. So even if you're not in those areas, it's still available to you and your team. So make sure you're aware of what's going on. The other 45% is your personal business. So if 45% is helping people launch their business and start duplicating, 45% should be focused on you personal. Okay. So 45% launching new people, helping them duplicate. If you've got people that have been sitting there forever and have done nothing, treat them as a brand new person and hit that restart. And launch your businesses together. This is the best time to do it leading in to January 1, and people are just in a different mindset. So this is a really great fun time with all of the campaigns, promotions I'm sure that are going to be offered for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of those great things. Utilize that to entice someone to finally jump into their business or to restart their business. Life happens for all of us. And so, don't just write someone off because they joined your team 6 months ago and haven't done anything. Life just may have been really crazy for them. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So it's our job, again, to treat it like a business and have the conversation is, I don't know where you are at right now, but if you're ready to jump back into your business, this opportunity is growing every single day at where we're going with this brand. So having that conversation is super important. I also think that that 45% of new starts is also your customer service piece too. So any customers that you have, it's your job to maintain an open dialogue with them, asking them how the product is working for them. What are the things that they're experiencing? And every customer you have should lead you to another customer. If they're having a positive experience, if you're simply asking, what are the things that you are noticing that have been an improvement for you? Right? Don't start by saying, hey, what are the things, that you don't super love, but what are the things you like? If anytime you bring up a negative, that's exactly where people are going to go. So you want that to be a positive. So asking them, tell me, what are you noticing? You've been on Vitality now for 30 days. Are you sleeping better? Are you having better gut health? Those kinds of conversations. And, when they're responsive I'm actually noticing a difference in the way I feel. My brain fog is not there as it has been in past. Those kinds of things. That's when you ask the question, who else do you know that would like to benefit from some of the results that you're experiencing? So that's all about that duplication, your new start duplication, your customer duplication. You're going to get duplication from both of those segments as long as you're having those conversations. So that's 45%. The other 45% is your personal business. So that's you doing your minimum of 2 exposures a day. Okay. And that's exposing them to something new about 3 that they haven't been exposed to before. If it's brand new, then great. You have a big bucket of things to pull from. Don't send everything to somebody or share everything. But if this is a product-minded person, then directly connect them with the right product that could best help them right now. If it's someone that really is looking for an opportunity, then definitely you want to have a conversation with them, hopefully a live conversation, either on Zoom, a 3-way text loop with your upline, a 3-way Zoom with your upline, something to bring a live connection together. Because again, this is a people business. Social media is fantastic, but it really boils down to the belly-to-belly conversations in the community, because again, they're joining with you. The next is your follow-up. We all have to be super, super diligent with this. And I think it's very easy when life happens that we drop this ball. This is the one ball that gets dropped first, because it's easy to talk about what we do if we're excited about it in any situation that we're at a kid's sporting event, holiday parties, hey, what are you doing? It's easy to sort of talk about what you're doing. The hard part is the follow-up. Because typically when we're not hearing back from people, the natural assumption is they're not interested. They didn't like the information that I shared. This just isn't a right fit. We're making assumptions of what people are thinking. This just isn't on their radar. It's our job to bring it on people's radar. So I've shared this in past on trainings I've done. My follow-up isn't 1 or 2 times. I literally have follow-up where I followed up 25 times with people over an extended period of time. Until they tell me, do not follow up again with me, they're still on my list. That doesn't mean I'm spamming them or it's a hard sales pitch, but I'm just keeping in contact. And it could just be as simple, I'm just checking in on you. I haven't heard from you in a while. I know life's been crazy. I'm here for you. We have great products that are going to help you through this process that you've been going through with your, better energy, gut health. I'm here and I'm happy to share when you're ready. It's just simple, honest conversations like that is not coming across as, oh, this person is only connecting with me because they're trying to sell product. It's really you just being you, and having that open dialogue. So follow up, setting up, again, the 3-way calls, just light bulb moment, talking with Samson. Samson says, hey, Tracee, can you post this? I'm catching a flight to Toronto and Chicago. I can't do it. Is there a quick 6-8-minute link you could recommend? I'll look at this here, the question, in just a second. And did what he asked me to do. And then as I was thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a team member that's in Toronto. Why am I not connecting these two together? So literally at 11 o'clock last night, Samson, can you meet with Kate in Toronto? She's flexible. If you just pick a time, she'll come to you. He picked a time. I messaged Kate. Kate says, yes, absolutely. This morning before the craziness happened for me in my household, I had a message from her saying she actually has a Chinese contact that's going to come with her to the meeting, a prospect that she's been thinking about for a long time, to meet with Samson in person. This is taking advantage of what's available to you. And once you can see, gosh, I have an opportunity here, it gets you excited. It gets you thinking about the next step. So what started with just one person hopefully getting to meet with Samson has now grown into potentially another person coming. So that's all about the duplication and growing and utilizing the things that we have, because there is nothing more powerful than in person. An in-person Zoom, a live phone call, but a coffee date, wow. So really be thinking about, in your local market of who can you plug into as far as your three-way. You have so many amazing leadership. I'm looking at all these amazing faces on here, and I can list right now 10 people that in a heartbeat, whether you're part of their organization or not, if you just simply reached out, they will help you with a three-way call or one of those things. That's what community is. I know Nilbert and I have been text messaging yesterday, right? Because we're all having different struggles about different things. We're not on the same team. Doesn't matter. Milbert's my friend because of this amazing community. So we support one another, just like Kimberly or Lance and Tracee or any of these people. That's the point of us coming together in a platform like this. And I will say with your 45% that you're doing on your personal, you've got to be hosting your own things. And I am the first to say I have not wanted to do it. I came from a company that's pretty much all we did. And I just was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And I've lost sight of the value of why we really should be doing that. And it's community, and it's doing all of the things about connection. And then people are going to choose what they choose. So I've been starting to host events at my home. My team is starting to host events at their home. And that is your best way for exposure, especially if you're not someone that's super savvy on social media and prospecting. Use that as an added bonus. But again, your 45% has to be spent on what is going to move your business forward. It is not busy work. It is not you creating flyers. It is not you cleaning your desk. I cannot tell you how many people tell me, oh, I'll start my business once I can get my, my office organized or any of those things. You're never going to be fully organized. Just accept that. So what you have to do is just jump in wherever you're at. And if your office is organized, then guess what? Your car just became your new office front. And you go in your car because you can feel centered. It's your space. Go park someplace. I can't tell you how many Zooms I have done from my car because my house was chaos with kids, with everything going on that I left. I would go to a coffee shop. I would sit out front because I had the strongest Wi-Fi connection next to a coffee shop. And I was doing my calls with my team. I was doing my Zooms, my prospecting. I was even doing business presentations from my phone. You make do with what you have. You either make excuses or you make choices with the time that you have to get it done. And so if 45% of your 30 minutes or your hour or your 2 hours that you're committing to your business, you need to make sure that it is hands-on touches into your business that are going to move you forward. Now, the 10%, the remainder of that is all the other stuff. Okay, this is your customer support issues. These are your emails. This is dipping down, to inactive people, customers, things that have gone sort of stagnant. This is your leftover space. So this is your admin piece of what you do. So when you're, the CEO of your company, you've got all of these different hats. your billing, your accounting, your complaints department, all of those things is your leftover time, because that is not adding to your paycheck or the duplication of your team. So that's still important. All of those things are important, but it's how much time are you spending on that? And I always reflect on, the people that are calling me and messaging me. Problems happen, issues happen. We've had, those that are Canadians that are on here. There's been, over the last 18 months, there's been some shipping issues. There's been, different things that we've had in the US. We've had, issues on certain things. If things aren't posting in your back office properly or any of those things, that is going to happen with every single company on the planet. When people are tugging at you and it is complaint, 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 but no solution, you need to really be mindful of where are you spending your time and energy. Yes, you can address that, but then move on from it. These are the same, if you're one of those people, I'm one of those people. I want this to run like a well-oiled machine, no doubt about it. So if there's something that isn't quite working correctly, or I think maybe this would be a great idea, I'm not just saying, hey, I don't like this, or this isn't working, and leave it there. It's, hey, have you thought about maybe looking at this or trying it this way or having this type of conversation? Be the problem solver, right? Because we all have I don't like that piece, or there's this or that. Great, that's life. But what can we do to make it a positive? And there's always a silver lining to absolutely every single problem or issue that you face. And most of the issues that we face is because we're not bringing the proper attention to it to be a problem solver. And we just aren't actually working our business. We're focused on the squeaky things, not actually getting that wheel to be greased and start moving. We just are spending our energy in the wrong segment. So of your time, no matter what it is, okay, block it. If it's 30 minutes, if it's an hour, if it's 2 hours a day that you're going to spend into your business, it's 45% on your new starts and duplication. It's 45% on you personally driving your business and bringing on new people, piquing interest, follow up, and then 10% on all the other busy stuff. That's how you manage your business. And I can tell you from lots of years in this industry, that has served me very, very well. Very well is really being able to shut off. Okay, I've spent enough time in this category for the day. I've got to spend time over here in order. I mean, we've been really spending, there's a handful of us that have been spending a lot of time on busy work, trying to make things better for all of us, with Facebook, with social media, with all of those things. There has to, I've been having to, there's a cutoff time for me. Okay, I'm done with my social media at this time. I'm doing what I need to do, my basic level of keeping my exposures going. But then when that timer is up, I'm done. I'm done for the day, and I'm moving on to the next important thing on my list. So I encourage you to do those things. Let me look at that comment. Does anyone have a question on time management? Or areas that you feel like you should be spending on but aren't, or aren't really super clear on where you should be? Link that you can send to exactly where I can find it. The 6 to 8 minute link, what are you talking about on this question? Is a direct question to me. Is there a quick 6 to 8 minute link you can send on where exactly I can find it? Just about
Yeah,
the
no,
product.
so this is Kyle. I was just wondering if because the person is just interested in just the product. So, and
Okay.
of course, they're super busy and can't get on a Zoom. So I just wanted to send something really quick. And
Yeah.
I'm sure I know it's on our legacy makers, but I didn't know what you would
So
recommend.
yeah, there's a couple of things that I would definitely recommend. One, the question, Kyle, I would ask first, is this someone who you think would be open to seeing all the products, or is that too overwhelming? And you need to pare that down to 1 or 2 products for that person. And if you're in your mind thinking, okay, I think if they see all 7, they will be overwhelmed. Then just handpick a couple of the short 2 to 3 minute videos that Dr. Dan has done that directly reflect those 2 or 3 products. If it's someone that you think you could keep their attention for 10 to 15 minutes or so, there's 2 great options of that. One, obviously, we always, want to refer back to Dr. Dan, but the one, honestly, we had, and I'll give you an example. Mary on our team had a home event that she did, and Dr. Ashley was zooming in to present the product. Dr. Ashley got the stomach flu yesterday, so couldn't do it. So Mary was like, what do I do? How do I share these products? And I'm like, you go onto your TV and you go into our product prospecting Facebook group and you play Adrienne's live that she did for our little wellness live in our group. That was hands down one of the best product overviews I've ever seen in the 18 months I've been with this company. That's what I would send to people right now. And we do have,
Okay.
Adrienne is going to be doing a professional condensed version of that here soon. So we'll have it on a recording where you can share that outside of the group. But as long as you're in the product prospecting group, you have access to that live. So that's what I would send them to. I would invite them to that group and then tag them into the live that she did. You'll go on there. We've pinned it to the top. Go and look at how many comments are in there. That's how much we're using that video. It is phenomenal. Adrienne, home run on that. Why? Because it was not perfect. That's what I loved about it. She was a little frazzled initially because she couldn't get her live to work. So she was, kind of giddy and things. That's what I love. I want to see someone who is real sharing something with me. I love that. And just the things that she says about the products, I need to pick up on some of those because it's like, I had no idea. Oh my gosh, you have to drink that much wine or, consume that much of this food source to get that. Like it was awesome. So if you haven't listened to it, go in and listen to it yourself. If you've already listened to it, do it as a refresher because it's awesome. And it'll help you think about, God, I really need to get A, B, C, D people listening to this. So that is a pinned video in our product prospecting group. That's for all of us. It called the 3 experience. If you're not in there, ask your upline leadership to add you in. You have to accept the invite to be in there. It's not a public group, it's private, so you can't search and find it. But we've pinned it right to the top of the group. So if you're from your computer and you're on your Facebook, it's one of the top ones that are pinned. I will also, Kyle, because that's a great question about when you're sharing, this is about people, right? So, when you're sharing, it's your story and it's human connection about real people, not always something that's generated from corporate. And it may be perfect from corporate. The backdrop is excellent. The lighting, all of the things, the scripted verbiage that has been said is all perfect. That doesn't come across relatable a lot of times. What I'm loving about our Wellness Wednesday short lives that we're doing in our product prospecting group is there's 3 in particular that if you haven't listened to, you must. The first was Adrienne's. The second was Dr. Ashley's on epigenetics. Blew my mind. I was floored on what I was learning on simple little things that I could share. But more importantly, in just a few minutes, literally, Ashley just shared the meat and potatoes of, wow, this is why we really are different, that I can tag someone into. But this last Wednesday, we had Dr. Lama who did the most phenomenal presentation I've seen on arthritic pain that I have ever seen. If you have not watched it, you need to go in there and watch it. In my mind was just going of all the people that need to see that. Immediately, I went into the Legacy Makers leadership group and I was like, guys, if you haven't watched it, you need to, and you need to be directing your teams to it because she's a real person who's taking the products, who is building a business and is really talking about what each product does for that. She had great printable things that she printed and was showing. It's just really great visuals with it. I thought was fantastic. So from a product standpoint, those are the kinds of tools that I would use. Yes, the company things are great, But anytime you hear someone share a story about, even a testimonial in any of the presentations that are have gone on out there, you save that. You save that as a resource for you. So when you're spending your 45% of your personal time in growing your business, you already know in your notes so you got your little notepad, right, on your cell phone. This is where I store everything. So I just open up my notes and then I store everything. Everything I find that I love, it's there. Because then I'm not having to research and just waste my time trying to find it. I be smart, save the things that you love so it's easy reference for you, but also for your team as they start building. Hey, here's the tools that I found that were super successful. So any other questions?
Thank you, Tracee. That was very helpful.
Good, 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 good. Truly, guys, we have some amazing things out there, and it's our job to use them. They're there for all of us to use. Someone else's story is for us to use to share, right? And so you should be sharing your stories. Is the second you have a positive experience with something, you should be sharing that. And that's just how, when you talk about collaborative group, that's what we are, and that's the importance of what we're doing here. And grateful for George and Adrian, kind of picking up where we were sort of left off, and keeping us together has been amazing. So many different great leadership voices here. And really happy to be a part of this group. So thank you. And yes, Dr. Lama. And this is what I love too, right? Is about diversity. It's not about one particular type of person in a certain demographic, their age, their looks, any of those things, their location, their background. What we have is a collective group of lots of different faces, backgrounds, where they live. And that's what I love. And that's why you can really mirror match for your prospects the right tool for them. And if you're unsure on what you should be sending, ask the question. Everyone in this group would love to share information with you and to help you grow your business. Why? Karma is a great thing, but it also makes you feel good when you help someone else. It gets you excited about your own business. So lean on one another. I mean, this is an exciting time. I'm telling you, the next 30, 60, 90 days are going to be crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We've got great stuff coming for us from the company. We've got great stuff coming for us from our